This is Nightline.
Tonight, love scams. 3 women fall in love with the same man.
I believe in the fairy tale. I think if you really wanted, it could happen in your own life.
He was there for me. I felt great. I started to fall in love with him.
They gave him more than $1 million, only to find out they were being played.
I trusted him so much, I gave him all my personal information.
I had lost almost everything.
The stunning twist none of them saw coming.
So many fake accounts have been created using my image.
Plus, payback. Cassie Ventura's mom on the witness stand in the Sean Diddy Combs trial. Why she says she took a $20,000 home loan to give to the multimillionaire.
As Cassie's mother testified, it was very quiet. Everyone leaned in to hear what she was saying.
The disturbing items seen by the jury for the first time.
The agent on the witness stand held up some of the pieces of AR-15 style rifles.
Sean Combs denying all charges, and what his assistant said pushed him to finally quit. And Nicole Kidman.
Welcome, everyone. We can begin.
9 Perfect Strangers, the hit Hulu series about eccentric characters looking for personal transformation, is back.
She's such a shapeshifter, and that's a fantastic character to play.
This time joined by new stars, including Henry Golding of Crazy Rich Asians.
Having that latitude to tell a story, it's an actor's best playground.
How shooting in the Alps took the cast from strangers to friends.
We all want to go back.
It's like a summer camp.
Plus,
afternoon, everybody.
remembering George Wentz, famous for playing beloved regular Norm on Cheers.
From ABC News headquarters in New York, this is Nightline.
Thanks for joining us. Tonight, you're about to meet 3 women who are smart, attractive, and say they lost $1 million to a fake romance scammer. Stories like theirs are becoming more common, with AI and social media enabling would-be rogue Romeos to pretend to be exactly who their target is hoping they'll be. How these women fell for it, and how the man they thought they were in love with also became a victim. Here's ABC's Stephanie Ramos.
When you are in love, you feel hope for the future.
These 3 women thought they were falling in love.
I believe in the fairy tale. I think if you really wanted, it could happen in your own life.
He was there for me. I felt great, and I felt safe, and I'm glad that I'm not alone. I started to fall in love with him.
Their exchanges seemingly so believable.
My video call from Mark was cutting in and out quite a bit, but I was very excited because I finally got to see his face. He's real.
Little did they know they were being duped. Their experiences detailed in a new docuseries, Hey Beautiful, Anatomy of a Romance Scam.
I trusted him so much, I gave him all my personal information.
I had lost almost everything.
The man they think they're talking to going by different names, but one thing stayed the same: requests for money.
Scott told me he had equipment failure on an oil rig, and he needed $1,000.
Mark says it would be $10,000.
It was a scam of staggering proportions.
I wired the $30,000
Because I love it.
1.5 million.
But then they started asking questions
What about your bosses? Isn't there anybody? No, I can't get it from anybody.
and began to track down who was behind the pictures.
I am not Michael Silver. I'm not Scott Donald Hall. The person I really am goes much deeper than that.
And then they discovered a twist. The man in the photos was being scammed as well.
So many fake accounts have been created using my image. And hundreds of women from all over the whole world think that they've fallen in love with me. It's very flattering. But, oh my gosh, I'm so different from what they expected. There's just no way.
Our thanks to Stephanie. Hey Beautiful, Anatomy of a Romance Scam is now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+. We turn now to the trial of Sean Diddy Combs, today hearing from new witnesses, including the mother of his former girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, each with shocking allegations against the entertainment mogul, who denies all charges. And just a warning, this story contains accounts, descriptions, and visual content of actual or alleged events that some may find disturbing. Here's my Nightline co-anchor, Byron Pitts.
Cassie's mother, Regina Ventura, leaving court today after harrowing testimony on Sean Diddy Combs' sex trafficking and racketeering trial.
As Cassie's mother testified, it was very quiet. Everyone leaned in to hear what she was saying. But considering what she was testifying about, allegations of extortion and sexual abuse and domestic violence of her daughter, she was very matter of fact, short and to the point in her answers.
Regina said she got an email from her daughter in December 2011 stating Combs was threatening to have someone physically hurt Cassie and Scott Muscuddy, also known as Kid Cudi. And she testified the email said that Combs was also threatening to release explicit tapes of Cassie. I was physically sick. I did not understand a lot of it. The sex tapes threw me. Regina testifying she and her husband took out a home equity loan after she said Combs demanded $20,000 to recoup money he'd spent on her. That's the only way we could get the money. I was scared for my daughter's safety. Regina says she sent the money using wiring instructions from Combs' bookkeeper, although the money was returned days later. The jury shown new photos of Cassie's bruises allegedly taken by Regina.
She was only on the witness stand for 15-20 minutes. The defense did not cross-examine her, and when she walked off the witness stand, she seemed to be glaring right at Sean Combs.
Combs' attorneys are trying to convince the jury that jealousy and drugs caused Combs to be violent. Federal prosecutors arguing his violence was meant to coerce his then-girlfriend Cassie Ventura into sex performances with male exotic dancers. Combs denies all charges.
As we continue through this case in its 7 days, the patterns that we're seeing are baby oil, freak-offs, violence.
If the early focus was on Cassie Ventura, the trial is now focused on witnesses who can back her up and who can speak to the power dynamics in her relationship with Sean Combs.
Also taking the stand, Sheree Hayes, professionally known as the Punisher. A nickname, he says, is from his childhood. He says he was hired 8 to 12 times to have sexual encounters with Ventura, while he alleges Combs watched.
Each time he said he was paid either $1,200 or $2,000 in cash.
Hayes setting the scene of the alleged first encounter. What I recall is the man was nude, but I could not see his face. The face is covered completely in the veil and you could only see the eyes. And adding, I noticed that at times he was masturbating.
He said those encounters escalated. There was oral sex, there was what he called penetrative sex, and he said on one occasion Sean Combs threw a box of condoms on the couch and said, "Go ahead," as if to initiate something else.
It would be very subtle between him and Miss Ventura. Usually, generally, move the candle to the right, move it to the left. You know, position your body, sit forward.
Sean Combs allegedly would orchestrate the movement of the individuals, even at one point in time slapping down a wad of cash on the bed, startling both of them simply to say, I like what I'm seeing, keep doing it.
During cross-examination, Hayes denied having feelings for Ventura and said he would not have engaged in the encounters if he thought Ventura was uncomfortable with them. Hayes saying, I did not get any cues that there was a discomfort with what was going on. But prosecutors pushed back asking, and you mentioned that there were other times when you would have sexual encounters with Miss Ventura, but she would wince. Is that right? Hayes answering, yes, to some of the directions. In his second day on the stand, David James, who worked as Combs' personal assistant from 2007 to 2009, talked about an alleged late-night encounter with record executive and Combs' rival, Suge Knight.
On one occasion, he said Sean Combs got hungry and wanted cheeseburgers, so he and a security guard known as D-Rock drove to Mel's Diner. And while they were waiting for food, they ran into Suge Knight, Combs' rival record producer.
When Combs learned Knight was at Mel's Diner, James said Combs told him to get in the car and go.
According to the testimony from James, Sean Combs had 3 guns on his lap and almost had a very violent encounter with Suge Knight.
I was really shook up by it. You know, this was the first time being Mr. Combs' assistant that I realized that my life was in danger. James said he gave notice and left his job a short time later. Asked on cross-examination by the defense why James didn't object to going back to Mel's Diner with an alleged gun-toting Combs, James said, respectfully, sir, you have someone with 3 guns that in close proximity. I didn't think I had the option to say something.
None of the allegations in this case are about Sean Combs directly having violence with Suge Knight, but it facilitates the arguments and the idea that Combs is a violent individual, that if he needed to or wanted to, he can use force against his enemies.
James also testifying he was required to set up hotel rooms for Combs stocked with baby oil and dozens of other skincare products, condoms, and a Louis Vuitton bag containing pill bottles and cash.
Many people have testified that after the freak-offs, they might have showed up to do an exotic dance or performance, only expecting to get paid some $200 or $300, but instead getting paid upwards of $6,000.
He alleges he picked up drugs for Combs, including a prescription for Percocet, sometimes filled in his own name. Asked how often he saw Combs take drugs, James testified, "I would say every day."
Within the racketeering conspiracy count, Sean Combs is charged with illegally possessing and distributing drugs. This RICO conspiracy follows the idea that Sean Combs not only used drugs himself, but also gave them to others to participate in freak-offs.
The last to testify today was the federal agent who showed the jury assault-style rifles with defaced serial numbers.
And the agent on the witness stand held up some of the pieces of AR-15 style rifles. There were 2 of them that were found on shelving units in the main bedroom, he said. The same shelves contained baby oil, Astroglide lubricant, lingerie, and 7-inch platform high heels.
Up next, rapper Scott Muscuddy, known as Kid Cudi, who briefly dated Cassie, could take the stand as early as tomorrow.
Our thanks to Byron. If you or someone you know is a victim of domestic violence and you need help, please call the Domestic Abuse Hotline at the number on your screen or go to the website, thehotline.org. For more on this story, watch Impact by Nightline, Diddy on Trial, now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+. When we come back, Nicole Kidman and her 9 Perfect Strangers castmates spill the tea on hilarity, bonding, and going barefoot in the snowy Alps. Welcome back. The Hulu hit series starring Nicole Kidman, 9 Perfect Strangers, delves into the emotion and self-discovery of a group of wellness retreat guests who use unorthodox methods to transform their lives. The cast members say they went through something a little like that while filming the show's new season. They sat down with ABC's Chris Connolly.
9 people chosen under bizarre circumstances.
Voila.
For a healing retreat.
Martin!
Feels like a setup.
Does it ever? The second season of the Hulu psychological thriller 9 Perfect Strangers puts the well into the wild world of wellness.
So what brings you here?
Just, it's vacation.
Got it.
For your enjoyment, 9 offbeat, well-off individuals seeking personal transformation.
This is the next phase.
By confronting their traumas.
Welcome, everyone. We can begin.
The new cast, a diverse collection of international stars, from Crazy Rich Asians Henry Golden.
And yes, my family has money.
And The Gentleman.
I would like you to consider an offer.
To Emmy winner Murray Bartlett.
Thank you, Mom. And thank you for this.
For his memorable role in The White Lotus, as well as American acting icon Christine Baranski and The Creek Sandy Murphy.
I invited you all here because sometimes you shouldn't deal with pain gently.
Wait, this is not a spa?
She's gonna bleach our brains, darling.
That's right. Once again, it's Nicole Kidman. In recent years, the hardworking Academy Award winner taking her talent to the streaming world as well, flourishing in such acclaimed series as The Perfect Couple, The Undoing.
Can you put me through to Jonathan Fraser, please?
And the massive success, Big Little Lies.
Thank you.
Now in the apparent serenity of the Alps, Kidman's charismatic and imperious wellness guru, Masha, bringing these new strangers together and dosing them with mind-bending methods and substances as they seek to address their sufferings past and repair present-day relationships. Nicole, you were such a sensation in the first season of this show. What was it that made you want to come back for season 2?
She's such a shapeshifter, and you can she morphs. And that's a fantastic character to play, who's constantly changing and is mercurial.
Mercurial, but in total command. conveying authority as only Kidman can.
You've got to come in and be like, yeah, I know what I'm doing, follow me. So I have to kind of create that aura so that I have that when I walk onto the set.
And on that set with Kidman, the Aussie-born Bartlett, who's never been hotter.
This kind of show just was the perfect model of like people coming together in one place and having the story all play out there together. And so we had a similar experience on White Lotus as on 9 Perfect Strangers.
Bartlett also earned acclaim for the long time episode of The Last of Us, his later in life career, Catching Fire.
I'm really hungry.
How does it feel to be the toast of the town?
You know, one of the great things about it happening now is I don't take any of it for granted.
It's perfectly safe.
Throughout the series, the concealed to revealed secrets, stirring up powerful and turbulent emotions.
You know, the root of a lot of people's trauma comes from a childhood experience of some sort, but we're so buried, or we bury those memories.
It's meant to be the collision of very different people. And so out of that comes an enormous amount of conflict. But at the same time, there's an enormous amount of hilarity. I mean, you're outside and my nose is pink because it's freezing. and I've got steam coming out of my mouth. When we're hiking through the snow and they're like, take your shoes off. They're like, are you sure you're gonna be all right? I'm like, yes, I can do this. Barefoot in the snow.
In this new season, Kidman appears transformed by gravity and by grief.
Well, my character, as you know from the first season, lost her daughter. So that's why she initially started experimenting with different ways in which to heal herself. She's based in pain.
Co-star Henry Golding, now enjoying the opportunity to explore his character's full range.
What is it that brings you, your character, to this particular place?
So my character is Peter, and he has daddy issues. And he wants some sense of love that he's been searching for his entire life. The title's 9 Perfect Strangers, but we have about 12 stories that we're trying to tell. And to have that kind of playtime, it's an actor's best playground, to be honest with you.
Off the set as well, the picturesque, out-of-the-way European venue wound up turning these strangers into good friends.
How did being up there in the Alps sort of affect the vibe of the whole thing?
Divine.
Yeah, so divine.
We all want to go back.
We were in really breathtakingly beautiful locations, which is kind of overwhelming. There's a bonding that happens when you're all away from your sort of regular lives and you're kind of forced together.
It's like a summer camp. There was one weekend we came in on a Monday and I was like, oh, Nicole, what did you get up to this weekend? And she was like, oh, you know, I was swimming in the river in Salzburg. And I was like, what?
Yeah. Our thanks to Chris. 9 Perfect Strangers is now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+. When we come back, remembering the man many know as Norm from Cheers, actor George Wendt. And finally tonight, celebrating actor George Wendt.
Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name.
Everybody knew his name. Greeting him every time he walked in.
How does a beer sound, Norm? I don't know, Coach. I usually finish them before they get a word in.
Wendt played the funny, beer-loving bar fixture Norm Peterson on Cheers for 11 seasons. Tonight, his family sharing that he passed away peacefully in his sleep at home. George Wendt was 76 years old. And he'll be missed. That's Nightline. You can watch all of our full episodes on Hulu. We'll see you right back here same time tomorrow. Thanks for staying up with us. Good night, America.